like you. Want you bad as ever. Don't let me just give up. I wanna give you better. Baby, it's whatever. Somebody's gotta step up. Somebody got 'em next up. Be damned if I let 'em catch up. It is easy to say level. Girl, he only fucked you over 'cause he let him. Fuck him, girl, I guess I didn't know any better. Girl, that man didn't show any effort. Do all I can just to show you it's special. Certain is love and hold me together. Lately you say he's been killing the vibe. Gotta be sick of this guy. Pull up skirt, get in a ride. Left hand is steering, the other is gripping your thigh. Surely spiff and get high. You deserve what you've been missing. Looking at you, I think he must be tripping. Play this song for him, just listen. Don't, joking. Don't. Girl said he keeps on playing games, and his loving ain't the same. I don't know what to say, but what a shame. If you were mine, you were after the same. If you were mine, you would top everything. Suicide in the job, switching lanes, but everything's so fire, baby, and propane. Got girl, pussy girl, can I be frank? It's 100, girl, I ain't no saint. But the only reason I'm feeling this way, giving you the world. Don't. Please don't let me get away. Temperature rising, bodies united. Now that I've trapped you in my arms. No need to fight it, no need to hide it. Now that I've seen what's in your heart. Baby girl, I'm the only one who knows this side of you. Baby, you know that I can pull out what's inside of you, even though it's wrong. Pocket Valley guy, it's wrong, even though it's wrong, baby. Oh, girl. Oh, whoa, Martin. Oh, Adams. Oh, whoa, Smoke is back. Oh, whoa, Marco. Lourdes Oliver, with me inside it, beg me to slide it, wearing that shit I've never met. Girl, when you ride it, so you decide it, come say those words that you'll regret. Baby girl, I can tell that you think that I'm right for you. The two Red Bull boys, that it's not true, but girl, I lie to you, even though it's wrong. It's wrong, even though it's wrong, baby. My girl. Oh, whoa. What does Notice want? Oh, whoa. Temperature rising, bodies united. Now that I've trapped you in my arms. No need to fight it, no need to hide it. Gotta see what's in your heart. Baby girl, I could be the only one who knows this. What is Speed Force India? Forgot to change the title again, man. That I can know what's inside of you. Why does it keep doing that for? Oh. Get on the beat, girl. Fucking Robertson. I don't know why the shit got me lazy right now, yeah. Can't do Percocets and Molly. I'm turning one, I'm trying to live it up. Here, right, baby, you can. Who are we missing? Bring it over to my plate. Where is Manso? Maybe like, baby, who cares? I know you can. Bring it over to my place. You don't know what you did to me. Your body language speaks to me. I don't know what you did. Who's that? To me. MCFC speaks to me. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. I need to check the championship standards before I get to anything else. Come on, fucking phone, Jesus. Right, so Laser 128, Ravage 10 points behind, Harry Gay 1 point behind, Hazara 4th, Melnus in 5th, Langfell 6th, Bear Remy 7th, Lord Danny Point 8th, Nordis 9th, MDJ is not here, I don't think. Nope. Smoke in 11th, Oliver 12th, Spray Play 30th. Where is Spray Play these days? Man got a podium and dipped. Rogue Smithy 14th, no podium yet. Martin 15th, Sapphicus 16th, German 17th. He had a podium back at the Chinese Grand Prix. Levy 18th, Destroyer 19th, and Karsh 20th. Red Bull lead ahead of McLaren. Red Bull leader ahead of McLaren, that sounds like F1 itself. 10, 20, 10, 20, I can't even count. 10, 22, 22 points. Williams in 3rd, Alpine 4th, RB 5th, Ferrari 6th, Aston Martin 7th, Kickstarter 8th, Mercedes 9th, and Haas 10th. Adams leads the Reserves Championship. 19 of them, I think we're missing one more. We could get going. Sapphire Keith. Keith is here. Into the... yeah, he's the driver of that one in Bahrain. Div 2. Sapphicus, where are you? I don't think Sapphicus is joining, not anymore, because... yeah, every person's here. Oh yeah, where's my commentator? Why? I thought he was here. It's not even in the party. Right, 20 drivers in Netherlands should be decent. Let's go. Fuck it out. Why is this group chat always spamming? I don't even read the Snapchat fucking group. It's always spamming. And the messenger group chat too, they're always spamming, it's so annoying. I think I might leave that group chat, although some people will be annoyed, but I don't care. I don't even talk in it anyway. Don't even talk in any group chat. Ah, sorry mate, I'm unfortunately at work on Saturday, so I can't come out. Right, I think it's time to get the intro up and get going. So where the hell is Manso? I need to message him. Oh, he said he would be joining afterwards. Yeah, he did tag me, I didn't see the message. Alright, let's go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Speed Force Racing. This is the Zandvoort Grand Prix for round 7 of the championship, not round 8, as I reiterate every single time we missed the British GP. I've got to remind myself as well, because I look at the titles thinking, why is it round 7, not round 8? But we did miss a race due to the semi-finals, or the finals, sorry, between England versus Spain. How are you all doing? It's a full grid tonight, which is nice to see. We've got some new faces in here. Pocket Valid Guy. We've got Marco in here as well. So let's see how they do on their debut. And welcome back to OWR Dragon. Nice to see him return. I did question where he was a few weeks ago in the streams, but he has returned here in the Haas. He was in the AlphaTauri last season, so let's see how he does that. Has taken a few races off. I'm not quite sure if he's been on holiday or he's just been absent in general doing other stuff. But it's nice to see him make an appearance. Remember that win back in Qatar a few seasons ago? It was a phenomenal victory indeed. He scored multiple podiums too, House Dragon. It was a long time coming since his first win, and he managed to do so. So we got Langfeld out on the circuit then. I believe he had front wing damage, didn't he, at the Miami Grand Prix? Just remember him having a lot of damage recently, but he has scored inside the top 10. His results are not looking too shabby, but session as every single driver likes to have. Unless, of course, you like the wet conditions, because I don't. Unless, of course, it suits me. I don't have the setup or the pace for it. But anyways, here we are, round in turn 10. This is a tricky corner because it's so easy to lose power on the exit of the corner. It's going to be very pivotal because you have that chicane with the DRS. So it's very crucial to get a good run. Although, of course, if you have that pace difference of tyres. So let's see if there are any overtakes in turn 11. Remember Lewis Hamilton making one down there on Yuki Tsunoda. So Langfeld, there's the DRS, by the way, as he's activated it a few moments afterwards there. So Langfeld's reactions are not quite sharp, but we're going to go on board with the man in P16 in the Alpine. The Norwegian driver, as he heads down towards turn 1, this banked corner here as he tries to get on the throttle, but the back end of the car is already wandering around and complaining as we head towards turn 2 and turn 3 then. Got a bit deep, but still made it stick there as we straight up the car. Back on the power once again with a bit of use of overtake there. Obviously, we can change ERS modes now in this F1 game to hot lap, medium, none, or overtake, as hot lap is the preferred. But you can use overtake now and then. You've got to make sure you're very, very tactical in where you use overtake, because if you're too greedy, we'll have none left towards the latter stages where that could be very crucial, especially down that bank corner headed towards the straight. Here's Langfeld out of turn 10. So far, it's been a pretty decent lap time, other than his mishap going down into turn 1 as we make our way towards turn 11 and turn 12. This chicane, I might need to adjust the audio a bit. Be back with me for a few seconds. Be patient and I'll try and find the audio for you. Yeah, I noticed the audio in the cars were a bit too loud and I was playing a bit of music beforehand. So Langfeld gets a slipstream on the back of the Ferrari and he pops the Alpine into P1 with a 10.1. What was pole lap yesterday? Was it around the 10s or did somebody sneak it into the 9s? I'm not quite sure. There's Joachim, who raced, and I think a Haas gone for a spin at the exit of turn 10. So MCFC goes into P2 with a 10.9. Here comes Joachim across the line, a 10.3 for him. Let's see who that Haas was. We can identify who it was, and it was Keith, who looks like he was going for a flying lap time, but unfortunately binned it out of turn 10, I think it was, and lost his wing for good measure. There's the podium sitter yesterday, Krosler, who goes into P4 in the Sauber, and it's 11.0. So he raced around here yesterday, so he knows exactly what it's like to race around here, especially in the conditions. There is your man who is on a hot streak right now. He's had 3 races in a row, and he's won them. And Harry Kane is on a streak, and he might be gifted to him back at the Chinese Grand Prix, I dare say. Bear Remy now goes P1. Remember, he wasn't a DRS fight, but I think he made an optimistic move which put him down the order, and I think he almost spun, or he did spin indeed, back in Miami. He was there inside the top 5 fighting, but unfortunately could not be there towards the end of the race. Here's Harry Kane out of turn 10 as he leans on the curb. Martin with a competitive lap time, who goes up into P2. Harry Kane setting blistering sectors there with a 48.5. But as we all know, both Red Bulls like to go for a long stint on them soft compound tyres in qualifying, like to do multiple runs just to see how the track feels and save a set of soft compound tyres too, ready for the race, just in case if a late safety car appears. And there's your lap time to beat, guys. It's a 9.6 and he's 0.3 quicker than his Red Bull teammate. Manso has joined the lobby, so I expect him to join the party anytime soon. I can hear his lovely voice as soon as he joins the party. Not in the podium interviews, unfortunately. There's Noldus, who goes up into P2, and now Marco, our newcomer in the Aston Martin, who goes into now Ramavach, who goes up into first place. So they're all tumbling down like a fruit machine, and we're almost into the 8s where I wouldn't suspect to be. So yeah, my lap time in qualifying wasn't great at all, because it was like a 9.6 or something. So plenty of time for me to find a pocket valid guy. Our newcomer too, who goes up into P3, 2/10 quicker than Harry Kane in P4 there. So Ramavach, who tops the timing sheet so far. And if you remember last season, Ramavach also won this race, and that's thanks to the good pace he had, good consistency, and also the help from Harry Kane and I think MDG at the time, who made contact with each other, and that's why those two are further down the order if you were wondering about the results last season. So Dragon is back in this qualifying session. He's back this season, and we'll see as he has the pace like he did last season to try and still be up there. Is the Norwegian driver, as Dragon rounds turn 10. Looks like a decent exit so far with the DRS enabled. Harry Kane set at 48.5 in the middle sector, and he's only about a tenth away from it, so not too far away is Draugen. Hopefully he can find his feet quickly because he has been absent from the game recently. So how quick can he learn? And let's see as he rounds turn 13 and turn 14 with the DRS wide open, with the overtake he has available left to him, as he doesn't use it all down the straight. Now he does as he makes his way towards the line. What's it going to be for the Hashman? He goes up into P6 just behind Nodus there in P5. And I think Mansell has joined the party.
Good evening, Jamie. Hello. I'm finally here. Sorry for the lateness, but I'm here. Yeah, full grid. Can't wait for this race.
Yeah, me neither, mate. And Ramavage so far tops the time of sheets with a 9.1. 8 minutes have already gone in the session. Oliver, who was commentating with me yesterday after that fantastic race, there's his Ferrari teammate who almost gave him a tow but dives off into the pit lane. He's a 10.1 there, so plenty of improvement to be found. He's currently 1 second off the pace so far from Ramavage, who sets the early initial pace. I'm expecting more from Oliver, Yorham too, and Langfeld down there. Not really representative to see what they could do, are those guys. So Harry Kane goes up into P3 ahead of Berimi because we know he likes to do multiple runs on the same set of soft compound tyres, and he gets closer towards Ramavage, and that'll be very dangerous for him. Is Hazara in this session? No, he's not, so he won't be challenging those guys.
Yeah, no Hazara tonight. Marco SKF1, I think he's new. Same like you said, Dragon, he's also new. So we've got a couple of new drivers with us tonight, starting their seasons. We've got Keith's coming around the final corner as well now. Division 2 driver, of course. So in the Haas, what's he going to set? First lap time, 1 minute 10.9. So yeah, a decent lap there from Keith's.
Right, so Keith to step up in Division 1 for reserve. I'm pretty sure Melissa Harrison will be watching on and supporting her man. And Laser, who is out there so far. Let's see what he does in this second intermediate split. That's a decent middle sector with a 48.1. And comparing it to Harry Kane's time, that's 4 tenths quicker in middle sector. But we know Harry Kane has gone quicker than his previous lap. So his middle sector will be better. So here is Laser rounding the banked corner through turn 13, now 14. Flat out right-hander with the DRS enabled. What can Laser cook here tonight? As he crossed the line, it's a 9.3 only for him as he goes into P4, just 100 behind Harry Kane in P3 as he rides the curve through turn 1. Don't want to be doing that many times, so that was very lucky escape there from Laser.
I'm seeing at the moment, as soon as we got qualifying underway, I was looking at a Division 1 chat in Discord. A lot of these guys are saying, well, great, oh no, and all this monarchy. So I reckon we might be having some rain for the race if what they're saying. At the moment it's all nice and sunny in qualifying, but I think we're going to see very similar conditions to what we saw yesterday in Division 2. So I think again this is going to spice up the race. If we are going to get some rain, it's definitely going to be spicing up the race, especially when it's a full grid tonight as well. I think it's the second time this has happened in Division 1 this season, and I think this is probably the only second time in FFI it's happened, to be fair. So yeah, let's see if, what the race brings. Obviously qualifiers still 8 minutes to go. Everyone pretty much on their outlap or on the pits. New guy as well, Pocket Valley guy. I think he's taken Destroy's seat at McLaren, and he goes up to second with 1 minute 9.164. So a very good lap time from there. I wonder if anyone can get into 1 minute 8. But yeah, Destroyed, the guy who we never actually saw. We saw him join the session, but we didn't see him participate. I think that was last week. But I think he's now stepped down to reserve, and now Pocket Valley guy has now taken his seat. So I think Laser will now be hoping he's got a teammate that will be a full-time teammate that will be here most weeks as well.
Yeah, because McLaren are only 22 points behind Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. So it's very tight in the Constructors between Red Bull and McLaren, as those two Red Bull drivers are very good at working with each other too. They're very good. They've got good pace. Maybe Berimi might need to step up just a bit, but he is delivering so far, hopefully, because it's been quite a ride for Berimi so far. Has struggled. His best result came at the Australian Grand Prix. He finished fourth that day. And talking about the Red Bull of Berimi, he's ran in turn 3 right now, back at the power, but I think he's backed out of it. So maybe is he in a brand new set of softs? He is, but he's not going for a flying lap. Whether he made a mistake in turn 1 or decided to back off, maybe going for another push lap as well to get those tyres up to temperature. Marco in the Aston Martin doing a great job so far. Sky F1, he goes up into P3, and F1 TV Pro or Channel 4 is much better, I dare say, and he goes up into P3 in the Aston Martin. So decent so far, and I'll put a smile on the face of the man next to me in the commentary box. He actually goes 2/10 quicker. He is on a lap time. Can Marco challenge for pole? It looks like he will. He might be the first driver to dip in the 8s then, so watch out for Marco. Ran in turn 13. Can he keep it nice and tidy? Use the curb on the exit to try and lean the car, which he does. Planted through the final corner. DRS is enabled. Can Marco get in the 8s? And he can't even get pole. It's a 9.1. He lost a bit of time in the last sector, but I dare say he's one of the competitors. Where's Berimi? We just talked about him. He's actually going for a flying lap right now, so let's stay on board with him as he dives down into Tarzan corner through exit of turn 1. Very nice indeed, very planted, very stick as we swing our way through turn 2, going down into turn 3 there, using a lot of steering input to get the car turned in. We don't use the high line on the F1 game, so hopefully that changes. We climb our way up now through Sky. Car uses the corners too very nicely, and he cuts the corner, a bit of grass on the tyres, goes wide, and unfortunately for Beremi, carried a bit too much speed and understeered off into the grass then. So that's his lap time done and dusted already, but he can get another shot of it, of course. Plenty of time to go left in qualifying. We've got Laser out there too, who slides his way down into turn 3. Not the best approach. He might have a bad exit too, as he uses all the curb on the exit as well. We've got Ramavaj, who's also out there on a flying lap. I think he's further up the road in comparison to Laser. Laser's approved in the hundreds, but Ramavaj is 4 seconds down.
Yeah, I think Ramavaj is probably doing a second outlap, let's say. And is that flashing light gonna stop? I know it is. ERS is still on 100%, so he might be coming into the pits. Yes, he is. So that's Ramavaj lap. So unless he made a mistake on his lap, well, he must have done if he's invalidated. Is anyone going to be on a lap at the moment? Noldus maybe? I think Noldus has just started the lap as well, same as Keith. I think he's also started the lap as well.
Oh, Noldus is still searching for his first podium of the season after missing out Miami. He goes up into P3 despite losing time. Look at the 9.1s. There's 4 drivers joining the 9.1 club, and Romovac got the exact time of 9.1 as well, so closer. 800 separated first to fourth. Can he get any closer than this? So let's see then if anybody can try and beat that. Berimi is now 1.3 seconds down the middle sector. It said he was a 10th up in the first sector, but must have made a big mistake again. That's his second attempt, or third, that's his second attempt, sorry, on that, as the flashing light is on the MFD of that Red Bull. So he goes into the pit lane. He's got plenty of time to do one more lap. Maunus crossed the line, goes up into P7. He's running a decent race so far. Recently has Maunus in the RB. He's catching my eyes, is the RB and Maunus. He's currently P5 in the championship, not bad at all. And he took the fast lap to Grand Prix too.
Noldus goes up to P5. He was currently about 2/10 up in sector 2, and another 2/10 again in sector 3. So yeah, 1 minute 9.3 from Noldus. He's got 3 minutes left to maybe do another lap time. We'll wait and see. But as you can see, a lot of these guys now in the pit lane now, preparing to get the one on final lap done. Martin is on a lap. He's just coming through the final corner now, currently a 10th up on his time. What's this time going to be? Currently P10, and he will stay in P10, but he does improve apparently by 1.5 tenths, but he does stay in P10.
Martin, who drove yesterday's race, unfortunately I think he retired in the pit lane as he was a lap down, so hopefully go better in Div 1, currently in 10th place so far. And Adams, what can he do? Yesterday's race winner, he's currently a 10th down in the first sector. It was a race indeed, because he was challenging Burmeister for the victory, and that safety car really helped him to get track position.
I seriously don't know how himself and Burmeister was able to pull away the whole race. I think it was at the end it was 15 seconds or something. I seriously don't know how. The only thing I can suggest that they may be running full TC. That's the only thing I can suggest, is that they are running the forward traction control, which obviously, when it's raining, you want as much traction as possible. I'm not that kind of guy. I run off on traction control, and if it does rain, I just keep it that way. I like to do that. Adams is going to come across the line. He's 1.5 seconds down, so I think he's just on another lap. But yeah, that was an excellent race from Adams. Finally, like I said yesterday, finally gets his first win. Obviously, last 2 races he basically got robbed. But yeah, no, that was a great victory from Adams yesterday. Let's see what he can do today, and especially when there's rain expected today. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see whether his pace from yesterday is able to keep up with the quick guys. The way his pace was yesterday, I think he's able to keep up with the likes of Laser and Harry Kane and Ramavaj. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Currently down in P14 he is, of course.
Beremi is currently on a flying lap. His teammate Harry Kane is going for another push lap. So both Red Bulls are really utilising another lap there to try and get more temperature in the tyres. It is a short track. It's difficult to get tyre temperature. You want it around 90 degrees to get it nice and hot and sticky there for the soft compound tyres. Look at Beremi. The speed he's carrying through these corners now going through turn 9. Does he go out wide again? He does lock up. He doesn't go wide as we go down into turn 10. This looks like a decent lap so far for Beremi. As I said that, he oversteers out of the corner, had massive wheel spin. Might have lost a bit of time in the middle sector. He's currently a few hundreds up in the middle sector, so he definitely lost a lot of time. Dips the wheel in the gravel at the chicane there, so losing a bit of composure there in the final sector is Beremi. And every single driver is currently out on the circuit except 2, Ellie and MCSC. They're currently sat on the sidelines. We're watching Beremi. He's the first one to cross the line. I don't think he's going to be poled, but let's see where he can go. P5, we found almost a tenth and a half in the final sector.
Ramavaj is improving, but not by much. I don't think this will be a 1 minute 8, unless it's on the excellent final sector. Will he get in it? No, he's missed out by half a tenth. He's wiggling his wheel, thinking he's not going to get this pole. Pocket Valley guy on his debut race. He is improving, according to about half a tenth off, but again, not by much.
Marco
goes pole. 1 minute 8.8. Pocket Valley guy goes P3. Laser P2 with the 1 minute 8.9. So that's 2 guys in the 1 minute 8s.
Look at Harry Kane.
That was hard to keep up with. Harry Kane now on that 2 tenths up.
Matthias is really ragging that Rebel around, but he gets a big snap of oversteer because he touched the curb on the egg tree towards turn 13, so might have lost a bit of time. There's 2 cars off in the grass there, but here comes Matthias. Can he take pole? The answer is no. It's the newcomer of Marco, Sky F1, who goes onto pole by about, I think, almost under a tenth there. Laser, interestingly, out-qualifies the championship contender of Harry Kane. Harry Kane is in a McLaren sandwich.
Yeah, Ramavaj, he's down in P5. Not the qualifying he was hoping for. Obviously, you saw at the end, I don't know if he's on board with him, but as soon as he finished his lap, he literally was wiggling his wheel. So he wasn't happy with that, with his final lap there. But yeah, Ramavaj down in P5. Nolda's down in P8. Adams has one to look out for as well, down in P12. Obviously, with rain expected, he's going to be strong. But yeah, this is going to be one fine, I think, an exciting race to look forward to. I don't know if it's going to be raining for the whole race or what, but we'll of course find out what the weather conditions is going to be like.
It's Marco on pole by 700s ahead of Laser. Harry Kane is in a McLaren sandwich there with Pocket Valley guy in P4. Ramavaj P5 ahead of Dragon. Beremi in 7th place ahead of Nordus. Melnus in P9 ahead of Lord Danny Boy. 13th ahead of Langfeld. Smoke 15th. Disappointed for him in the Ferrari, and his teammate Oliver Keith is 16th ahead of Krusler. MCFC and Ellie starts at the back row of the field. So we've got some new news here at the Zandvoort Grand Prix, or just afterwards, post-race aftermath. We've got Franco Colapinto, who will replace Logan Sargent, and it is raining. We've got Franco Colapinto, who will replace Logan Sargent for the rest of the season. 9 races left to go. So Logan Sargent's career has ended, unfortunately, in F1, so goodbye to him. And the FP3 crash really determined the way his career was going. So that's him gone. Well, how do you think of, what's your opinion about that?
It's a bit harsh on Sargent. There was rumours after the FP3 crash that he was going to be replaced for the rest of the season. But this new guy, I don't even though you just said his name, I've already forgot his name. I've never heard of this bloke before. I don't know what race series he races in. Maybe F3. You might know more, Jamie, than me. I know he's Argentinian. He's from Argentina, but yeah, it's interesting that Williams has taken this decision, because I know there was rumours of Mick Schumacher taking the seat, maybe Liam Lawson as well. But yeah, they've taken this Argentina bloke, which I've never heard of before. Just let's see what he does for the rest of the season. Obviously, it's only half a season before Carlos Sainz obviously takes over. But you know, if they do think he's good enough, potentially it might set him up for a great F1 career. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see this weekend in Monza.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see what Franco Colapinto do. I don't think he's going to do better than Logan Sargent, to be honest with you, because he is a rookie. He hasn't really done well. I don't know. I've not really watched much F2. I don't really know who he is, like you said. I've only heard of him because of the men, and those guys are always up there in F2. So, and Isaac Hajar as well, who I used to race with on the PS4 back in those days, which is quite amazing, like I mentioned before. But yeah, I really don't know who he is. So I'm going to look at the F2 driver standings right now to see where he is, because yeah, like we said, I have no idea what he's doing so far. So he's currently P6 in the championship, and I don't know if he's picked up a race victory, judging by these standings. I'm not quite sure. The max is 25 points.
I don't think he has. I haven't heard of him taking a race win. I know the likes of, I think Kimi Antonelli is taking a race win, and Ollie Behrman. So I know that those guys in F2, they've been in F2 for a while now. But yeah, Franco, whatever his second name is, never heard of him. But again, let's just see what he can do for the rest of the season, really.
Funny enough, he is ahead. Yeah. He is ahead of Kimi Antonelli of the championship, separated by about 9 points. Sorry. So yeah, he's ahead of Kimi Antonelli in the championship. We've got Isaac Hajar, Gabriel Bortoletto, sorry, I know who he is because I've said his name plenty of times, and I think he is going to be in F1. He should be in F1 because he's got talent. Paul Aaron, another guy that's got some great talent. I always see his name everywhere, Paul Aaron. Also Zane Maloney, Jack Crawford. But like you see Ollie Behrman and Kimi Antonelli, who are like big names, but not really showing it in F2. So I really hope they live up to expectations F1 next year.
I think this is why, I know everyone pretty much knows that he's going to Mercedes next year now, but I think this is why Mercedes is kind of just not announcing it just yet because of his recent performances from Kimi Antonelli. I know there was rumours about that Vettel might be joining back, taking that seat, but those rumours have kind of died down a bit now, and it's just all like Kimi Antonelli now. So, and then same with Carlos Sainz when he didn't have a seat. Rumours of him going to Mercedes, but again, that died down instantly, of course, when he got announced to Williams. But yeah, I think it is pretty much confirmed now. I think everyone pretty much knows that he's going to be at Mercedes next year. No shadow of a doubt there. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of rookies coming into the sport next season. So yeah, that's also exciting as well to see a lot more rookies coming in next season. You got obviously Ollie Behrman, Kimi Antonelli. Who else? We got a couple more. Can't remember who's coming in.
Potentially Teo Porcher.
Yeah, potentially. I think isn't he the kick? Yeah, I think he's the Kick Sauber Academy team. I think. But again, there's nothing about him moving into the Audi project, so I don't know if he's still going to be with them once they move into Audi. But we'll see about Theo Porcher, see what happens with him.
Second seat for Sauber, I have no idea actually. I know Hulkenberg, we all know Hulkenberg is there, but what about the second seat? Valtteri Bottas or Teo Porcher?
Yeah, I would say they would keep Bottas with Sauber until Audi takes over. I think then Bottas won't be there anymore. Hulkenberg's obviously there for Audi already. I was surprised as well that Sainz. I know that Sainz would have probably been looking at that seat as well before he signed with the Williams, obviously with his dad being part of Audi already. But yeah. It's going to be between Bottas and Porsche. I believe it will be Bottas for another season. Like I said, until the Audi team properly takes over. When I think then they'll bring in someone else who isn't Bottas.
I'd rather go to a team with a manufactured team rather than a midfield team like Williams. But Sainz thinks he knows what he's doing. Hopefully he's made the right choice because Sainz is a top contender, don't get me wrong, and he's a very nice guy too. I wish he stayed at Ferrari.
Yeah, so Audi, obviously, I don't know if you've seen as well, but the Audi's announced and Binotto back as a team. I think it's a team principal. I think it is when they take over. So this Audi team do look strong and do look like they're going to be serious contenders for the championship in a couple of years' time when they settle down a bit.
Back to the grid in Zandvoort then. All 20 drivers will line up on the grid and we await the lights there. Will it be chaotic going down into turn 1? Can Marco maintain the lead? Will Laser go down the inside? Adams has been disqualified from the session. Will we see any carnage going down into turn 1 like there was back yesterday when we see plenty of people very, very sketchy on the throttle there. Look like they're about to lose it all the time. But luckily, it's only into conditions, so light standing water, not the full wets. And here we are then. The engines roar around here in Zandvoort. 5 lights. And we're going to be underway for the Zandvoort Grand Prix. Who gets a better start off the line? Look like they're all even so far. Marco stays ahead with Laser in P2 and Harry Kane tries to go around the outside. Broke later. And can he go around the outside? He can. What a fantastic move there from Harry Kane, who puts himself ahead of his championship contender of Laser in P3. You can see that Jargon is looking in the background. They're getting all slithery and slidey out of turn 2. Ramafaj is under pressure now from Bear Remy. They go side by side out of turn 3. As you can see, massive wheel spin. The Red Bull gets the power down, foot to the floor. We go side by side now as we go to the end of sector 1. Ramavaj is just streaking ahead, trying to go around the outside. Can he do it? No, Berimi is still there, keeping his nose there. And we go down into turn 7 we go. Berimi has the inside line, going wheel to wheel of the whole of the first sector, maybe even the middle sector, and there's still wheel to wheel with Ramavaj now on the inside line for the next 2 corners, and this time should maintain position in it. And you can see the Haas getting all squirrely at the exit too. Ramavaj gets a decent exit. Will he challenge the Haas going down into turn 11? He does not, and he stays behind for the time being. It looks like every single driver, I dare say, got out unscathed.
Yeah, been on board with Cluster pretty much this whole first lap, obviously right at the back, and I can't see any spins or any major mistakes. So yeah, very clean start from everyone. At the moment, of course.
Marco is making a statement, sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix, obviously on lap 1, leading the race, and now he's pulled a second towards Harry Kane. So Marco, our newcomer in this league, and he's absolutely pulling away, and this is going to bring a smile to the likes of Manson right next to me as Eddie pushes Keith to the corner there. Div 3 versus Div 2 driver. Oh, I think Div 2 versus Div 3 driver. Klussler stays ahead of MCFC down there in P20, but yeah, surprisingly, all 20 drivers still remain on the circuit, pointing in the right direction. Adams is all over the back. Danny boy, there he is then, trying to make moves like he did yesterday. He muscled his way through in this corner as well. Who did he overtake? I actually can't remember who it was, but it was a fantastic overtake down the inside. And would he try and do it again? I think it was like Energy Dan who made an overtake down there, and also I think it was Mills who muscled his way past too. So Adams is no stranger to overtaking around here. As we can see, Pocket Violet guy who looks like he's got the upper hand on his teammate, he's right behind him. Will he force a move going down the inside of turn 1 when he feels like he's close enough? See some big gaps at the front of the field. It's already a second separated the top 3 there. 1.0 seconds between Marco and Harry Kane in P2. Laser is the second back, so maybe not having the best pace in the wet conditions. We know Laser struggles a bit, but actually Laser lets his teammate go like he did with Glock in Hungary.
Yeah, so team orders already. So these guys are already communicating with each other. I think Laser knows that Pocket Guy Valley's probably Cocket Valley Guy. Jesus Christ, that's going to be a hard name to get used to. Yeah, I think Laser knows he's quick. He might be quicker at this stage of the race, so I think he's just comparing pace at the moment. He don't really want the top two to just pull away, especially with constructors wise. Anyway, he doesn't want the top two to pull away as much, so he's just letting his teammate through just to see what his pace is like at this stage, and then maybe if Pocket Valley Guy can't keep up with him. Catch up to him, maybe team orders again, just for drivers championship wise. But yeah, at the moment it's now just under a second, so I think at this stage Valley Guy is a little bit quicker than Laser. We have got a brief yellow flag as well, but that's disappeared as well. Ramovaj tries to go around the outside of Dragon, he gets a move, doing a brilliant move there from Ramovaj, goes back up to P5, just where he started.
Brilliant indeed. So made up the place he lost at the start of the race.
Back. Adams has made contact with, I don't know who it was, but he made contact with somebody on the entrance of the final corner, and he's dropped down right down to P17. Not sure if he's got any damage as well, but that's unfortunate there from Adams.
Yarholm just broke his end plate on the back of the RB there, so he lost his end plate, just plainly outbraked himself, and nothing Melnus did wrong there. So Yarholm, driver error unfortunately. He has been strong and unfortunately in the races. He tends to go backwards, and he's lost his end plate too for good measure, so a trip to the pits may be necessary, especially in the high speed.
There we go, up to P4. The Laser is struggling in these wet conditions, now in P5. That podium finishes every single race that he's finished. Is not looking good for him. I don't think that streak will continue. Obviously, if there is going to be rain for the rest of the race, he don't look strong around here at the moment.
LA has spun coming out of turn 10, so unfortunately she's dropped down towards 20th place. Wasn't involved with MCFC and Smoke as well. Actually was quite high up there, unfortunately, before she spun. So she gets going once again. All 20 drivers remain in this race. The driver with front wind damage does not pit, as Laser gets a very bad exit out of turn 1. He was hugging the apex in turn 1, got stuck there too. Lost traction, lost the back end. And Dragon...
He did that in qualifying, yeah, as well.
MCFC was retired in the pit lane.
Qualifying where he went over the... Yeah, he did that in qualifying, where he went over that curb. So he's done it again, but he hasn't lost a position this time. So this battle for P6, let's say, now Ramovaj is pretty much pulled away, is going all the way down to Noldus in P8. So Laser is in trouble to not get not get a brilliant result. For this race, so yeah, that podium finish is not looking likely today for Laser, unfortunately, unless he's somehow picks up his pace a bit. I just can't see it happening, unfortunately, for him.
We've got Klusler and also Keith going side by side as we make our way down towards the chicane. Keith has the inside line, but the Sauber's still around the outside there. Now he has the inside line and looks at the Aston Martin of Adams who spun, and he might be alongside in the boat. Make contact, they're in the water together. That's a big crash. The safety car will be deployed for sure, and the safety car is out. They both connected wheels and unfortunately met in the wall together, gave it a big kiss, and now Adam's the one that survived it, but I think he's broke his wing. No, he hasn't actually. He's lost his end plate actually, so yeah,
yes,
bit of damage there.
Yeah, Adam's got big damage there. All of us got a 10-second penalty for speeding in pit lane as well. It'll be more difficult, of course, to slow down in the wet conditions. But yeah, Adam's not having a fantastic race like he did yesterday, getting through the field like he did yesterday as well. But these weather conditions, they are not as bad as they were yesterday. They were full wet conditions. You could see the spray. I was watching the stream yesterday. You could see the spray from the wet tyres on the first 2 laps. I think it was difficult for you, Jamie, to keep up. Well, to just see the cars, how wet it was.
You think that's bad? You think that's bad?
Yeah, well, that was really bad.
I'll tell you something that's bad. Commentating whilst it's dark in the race, midnight literally, because I do ACC comms and I could see nothing. I didn't know what corner we were at, and it was literally pitch black with the headlights on the ACC cars and the sports cars. I literally could not see anything. It was so hard to commentate for an hour.
Yeah, that was a difficult race yesterday. Obviously, where I started as well. But yeah, I thank God that race is over. obviously now it's down to Division 1. I think I would rather be in this race than yesterday's race. As Marco comes into the pits, I'm guessing all these guys will be on new Inters.
Except for this man, Pocket Valley guy.
Inters... Oh, so he stayed out. What about his teammate? Yes, Laser's come in. But yeah, these Inters, they do wear quite quickly. I think I did 20 laps yesterday on the Inters, and they were on about just under 60% worn, and about 17, 18, when you've been on the tyres for about 17, 18 laps, you can really feel the tyre wear. I think you saw it yesterday as well. Jamie towards a couple of laps towards the end where we had a lot of spinners, including Calvin, Dan, and Emils. They all spun as soon as I pitted as well to put on the dry tyres. So that would have been a podium for me if I stayed out. But
wait, was you the one that pitted onto mediums while it was still wet? Was that you?
It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't Aston Martin driver, I swear.
That was Mindful Wasp. It was Mindful Wasp. That was my teammate. That I don't know what he was doing there, but yeah, no, that weren't me. I pitted 4 soft tyres at the very end, thinking it was just taking a risk really, because my tyres were really worn, and the cluster and Dan behind me, I was like, nah, I'm not going to be able to keep these guys behind. So I decided to pit to see if the softs were any better, and they weren't. And then I lost what would have been potentially a P3 finish, finished in the P7, but with the fastest lap. But yeah, that was a good race. A bad call at the very end for me.
I remember Sebastian Vettel back in 2021, where at the Istanbul Grand Prix, it was full intermediate conditions all the way through. Even though it looked like it was dry, Sebastian pitted onto medium compound tyres and he spun. And he had to go back in the pit lane and lost a lot of time that day because the Inters were used throughout the whole race. It was just about managing the intermediate tyres. Valtteri Bottas won. I believe Hamilton had an engine penalty for exceeding his maximum amount of use, and he got dropped into, I'm not quite sure where it was at the time, but you remember that battle between Perez and Hamilton? They were going side by side in the last few corners in the final sector. Like Perez just stayed ahead, going down into turn 1.
Turkey?
Yeah, it was.
21, Turkey 21?
Yeah.
Is that race? Yeah. It was where the Inters were basically, because the track was just resurfaced, and the intermediates were like slick tyres at the end. You went on to new Inters, they were no good. You went on to slicks, they were no good. So they had no choice really but to put on, to keep on those intermediate tyres. I do remember that race now, because it was when Red Bull ran the special Honda livery, that white Honda livery. I remember that. That was a good race.
It was supposed to be the Japanese Grand Prix at the time, but due to COVID, Istanbul took over, and yeah, that's when the Red Bull took the livery. They didn't win there because Valtteri Bottas took his last victory, his 10th and final victory at the Istanbul Grand Prix. What a victory it was. He dominated the whole race. Despite a year before that, he spun about 6 times and he was a lap down.
Yeah, that was when Hamilton took his 7th Drivers' Championship as well, because obviously Bottas had a dreadful race as well. So Hamilton that 7th Drivers' Championship with him.
And the top 2 have done 7 laps on their Inters, so they may get swamped from the field. Ramafaj, interestingly, choosing track position rather than new tyres. Will that pay off for him? Will it bite him back later on in the race? But however, Marco's got some work to do now. After leading for the first few laps of this Grand Prix, finds himself 2 cars right in front of him. We get racing once again. The Ferrari, though, doesn't get a good exit out to the penultimate corner. I think Laser will be all over the back of him. He is, side by side. But watch out for that yellow flag, by the way, down in the first sector as we go down towards turn 1. Laser is now alongside as we make our way down towards turn 1. Later on the brakes, he gets himself up into P5, uses the inside curve again. So he likes to use that inside curve, despite it making mistakes on it twice I've seen so far in this race.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get used to these conditions still. Obviously, that first stint for him weren't the greatest. He was losing time, and that was important for him to get past Smoke as soon as possible. Obviously, Smoke's on 8 lap old tyres.
Look at this. Ramavage is literally sliding through turn 7 in Skyflock, going down into 8 and 9.
Marco.
Here comes Marco up the inside into turn 9. He doesn't make a stick, but should have better grip and better pace than the Williams driver. Now trying to go all the way around the outside. Can he dare do it? He can't do it. And Ramavage just stays in front. You've got to be very careful, though, because you know the driver in front. Driver could spun. Oh, no. But you know the driver in front of you has older tyres. You've got to be very careful with them because you carry different speeds than the guy ahead of you. And ahead of Nordis as well, who've been overtaken by Berimi. They're on the same set of inters together as Smoker stood out for 8 laps on those inters, so he will be struggling in comparison to guys around him. But as we make our way now towards the final corner, Ramavage will get overtaken by Marco for sure as he applies the ERS. He's being forced all the way around the outside. No, he stays behind. I would have gone for it turn 1. He's trying to go around the outside. It's turn 1 now. He's got to be very careful not to dip a wheel in the grass, otherwise you'll lock the rear brakes up and go spinning as Berimi has overtaken Smoke. Once again, Marco has been a bit cautious, really. He hasn't really gone for audacious moves, so he's really trying to make sure he doesn't make contact with the guys in front.
He's got to be careful with Harry Kane behind him as well. Obviously, Laser is starting to catch up as well. It's 1.3 seconds now. Harry Kane all on the back of Marco, as Marco made a little bit of a mistake on the exit of turn number 4. Turn 4. But yeah, Marco again all on the back of Ramavage, but he needs to get this move done as quickly as possible. What's happened to Laser? Laser's had a bit of a moment. He's lost about 3 positions there. So he's dropped down to P8. He's lost the position to Berimi, Smoke and Nolders. So a little bit of a mistake there from Laser. He's not fully spun it, so he's not lost basically the whole while. He hadn't dropped all the way down to last place. But yeah, that's a little bit of a mistake there from Laser, which is unlike from him. But yeah, now he's dropped down to P8.
I dare say he might go to the back of the podium just no matter what happens. As here we are, then we go towards the final corner. Marco is looking for a way past. He tried it around the outside, but this time has the inside line. Surely with the power of the ERS there, goes down the inside into turn 1. Can he make a stick? He does. Hooks the inside line. Will Ramavage try and go all the way around the outside? He can't do it. Marco goes back into P2 with a great move there by this time and finally got himself up into P2. There's Harry Kane now waiting in the mix there, trying to overtake him, but he just can't do so. As you can see, Ellie has retired in the pit lane now, so that's her day done and dusted, and now she'll be helping Nordis out, who's currently down in P6, and we'll see where can Nordis end up. He's currently in 6th place, 2.3 seconds behind Berimi, who's currently himself 2 seconds behind his own teammate of Matthias in P4. So Red Bull are running strong here in Zandvoort. The McLaren of Pocket Valet guy is still in the lead of this Grand Prix, so got some decent pace on those old inters, but Marco will be hunting him down and chasing him as we make our way now towards turn 11 and turn 12.
Laser all on the back with Smoke again. Smoke's over his second off Noldus now, so Laser will try and re-overtake. He did this a couple of laps ago. Re-overtake Smoke to try and gain some time back on the guys in front of him. Is about pretty much nearly 10 seconds already off the lead, so this is not good. But Marco is about to go for a move on Pocket Valley guy. He's going to try and go around the outside if he can. Outbrakes Pocket Valley guy to go around the outside, try and get a better exit, but no, for now he sticks behind Pocket guy for now.
Yeah, Valley guy can't
really
get past him
with his name.
Yeah, it is quite a tongue twister, even though it is like
Yeah,
a simple name, but a tongue twister at the same time. So Valley guy gets about exit at turn 3. Marco can't take advantage, of course, but that was a very risky move going down into turn 1, trying to go around the outside. Outbroke himself too, but kept Ramavage at bay. So the guys on all the inters are still holding their own, doing a very good job, especially Pocket Valley guy. Marco, if you watch yesterday's race, knows he has to take the inside line, because if you watch the Mills, look at that, sliding and sliding again. As we make our way now towards turn 10 we go, still behind. Can he get a better exit at turn 10? He can't, because he gets slowed down by the McLaren driver, but surely, is there a move going down in the chicane? Will it outbrake him going down there? No, he's wise to it. So it seems to me, Harry Kane making contact there with Ramavage as he looked for an opening, but short was closed there for Harry Kane. But Marco, surely this time we'll have to go down the inside. Down the inside, it's always the way to go, unless you can get fully alongside into one. Try and get a better exit. Look at these guys sliding to the corner there as Marco gets a better exit, but he does not have the battery. Look at his steering wheel, down to 0%, has nothing left to show. But here comes Matthias up the inside into turn 1. That was a great move there. So Marco needs to do the exact same thing on Valley Guy, because Harry Kane is right behind him, and he's so close, but yet so far to overtake the McLaren driver, who's defending Very good there between himself and the Aston Martin.
Yeah. Old intermediate tyres. I think what they're trying to do is stop on lap 18, obviously halfway point, and then do another 18 laps on the second stint. So these guys that have already stopped early, I'm not 100% sure how their strategy is going to work out from here. I don't think they'll be able to go until the end of the race just because of the tyre wear, or if they do, they are going to be risking of the puncture territory. But yeah, it's going to be interesting now how the strategy is going to work between these guys.
Marco, can he get down the inside into turn 1 on lap 14? Surely now, because you can see Matthias is creeping on the back of the Aston Martin there. Marco, his first appearance here in SFR this season, he's doing a fantastic job. It seems to me like he's an experienced league racer, not going for any risky moves. There's a Mercedes down there. Martin, who's gone for a spin of the chicane, resets the track. I saw that, even though I'm not on board with him. Here we are, the McLaren defends the inside line. Marco is forced to go around the outside into turn 1 there. Both lays the brakes. The Aston goes wide, and the McLaren gets back through. Does Martin take the position? Oh, there's contact there. Contact. And we go into turn 2 again. Matthias is looking for a way through. More contact there with the Red Bull versus the McLaren. Pocket Valley guy is trying to stay around the outside. Does he have a better exit? He does. But can he get alongside him and try and overtake him going down into turn 7? Ramavach also trying to get involved too. But this time Marco does lead. He actually has. Going down into turn 7 we go. Harry Kane was looking for a move down there, but the door was shut. And guess who's involved in this battle right now? It is Berimi. Look at the McLaren struggling to the corner, and here he is up the
Harry
inside,
Kane.
late on the brakes to make contact there. They both go out wide, and will Ramavach get through? This car's absolutely everywhere on the track. Pocky Valley guy is struggling on them old inters. Here comes Berimi on the outside. He does it. Pocket Valley guy has lost 5 places in 1 lap there due to the old inches. I guess who's ahead? Ramavach is ahead of Berimi on those old inters too.
That was a bit risky there from Harry Kane making that move on Pocket Valley guy, but I think he will get away with that move. There was contact involved, but I think they did. I think he would have just got away with that that move. Maybe just a warning for Harry Kane for that move. Obviously, there was contact was made, but I think he should get away with the penalty there.
Can Berimi finally get his first podium of the season? He spun last time after an audacious move down the inside of Norris, I think it was, and spun himself out. This time, the battle for P3, but can... Oh, look at Ramavach. Oh, he's going to go down the inside. He's going to risk it, you know. Can he go through? I think he will, but Ramavach gets a good launch around the outside, and he stays ahead, so Berimi tried it, but Ramavach had the high line, therefore better exit, better traction, and got himself into 3rd place, or stays in 3rd place. He's defending for his life. He set his personal best first sector there, 1/10 up, and he's slides through Skyflop as we go down towards turn 8 now. Another fast right-hander. The back end of the car is wanting to complain, wanted to snap, and wanted to get away with him, but he's trying to fight that car for dear life, trying to fight for P3, the final spot on the podium. His championship aspirations, he knows, are coming alive.
Oh, Valley guy really using the back end there, really using the struggling with traction moments, and Nordis is now on the back of Valley guy. With Valley guy going, he will be stopping very soon. I'm pretty sure at the halfway point, so lap 18. So he'll have the better tyre wear to try and get these guys again. But yeah, look, it's all over the place, Valley guy, and again on that final corner. So now just going to give a chance to Noldus. Up ahead, we've got Ramavach and Berimi going side by side. Berimi goes in the inside, which gets the move done. Pretty simple move there by them two. Valley guy, and then Noldus does the exact same move that Berimi does. So Noldus now up to P5.
You know, Laser, despite his spin, he's still dropping away from Pocket Valagar despite being on newer Inter tyres there. So Laser is really struggling in these wet conditions, hoping for it to be dry. But Pocket Valagar, should he pit, or is he waiting till lap 18, like you said, to take those Inters towards the end? I think another pit stop is required there for the guys who pitted under a safety car, because they're taking those Inters towards the end is going to be a very challenging task indeed. We can see these guys already struggling on those 15-lap-old Inters. I can't imagine what those guys will be doing once those tyres get old, but we'll see. Marco still leads after being on pole. He's done a fantastic job so far in the Aston Martin, full respect and credit to him. And could he spice things up in the championship if he's a full-time driver? And Aston Martin will have a handy driver indeed.
Yeah, I think Marco has taken the full-time seat at Aston Martin, so teaming up with Hazara for the rest of the season. And
Ooh.
so if that pairing is together for the rest of the season, they are going to be challengers for the constructors at the very end of the season. So watch out for them too. That's if Marco. Obviously, we don't know what his pace is like in the dry, but considering how his qualifying went, I'm expecting him to also be quick. But yeah, we've only seen his pace in intermediate conditions at the moment, and at the moment
Yeah, Aston Martin, funnily enough, despite all their... Oh, that's a car making mistake out of turn 3 there. That is the Alpine and Lord Danny boy. He's fallen down into P12 now. But yeah, Aston Martin are quite far behind the championship in Div 1. They're currently in 7th place. Rovafaj almost lost it into turn 7 going into 8. He's really drifting that car. Norris can fancy a move here around the outside. Will he feel brave? No, Rovafaj breaks later, but he goes wide, and Norris also skating through, and he goes up into P4 as Norris. So Rovafaj is really struggling on those intermediate tyres. Surely a pit stop is imminent there for the Williams driver, because he can't keep this up, losing a lot of time and pace towards the competitors.
Yeah, no, he's going to be really struggling now. If he can just keep it out for one more lap, he should be okay, because he's going to be exactly the same issue towards the end of this Grand Prix. But yeah, now Laser is now just under a second of Pocket Valley guys, so he's gained some time. So again, there might be a bit of team orders here between these two drivers. Now under 8 tenths, so let's see what these two can do. But yeah, Ramavaj now dropped down to P5. So we've got 3 drivers at the moment that hasn't stopped. That's Smoke Valley guy and Ramavaj. So they'll try and do. Basically, I'm guessing they'll be stopping this lap as there's the team.
Oh no!
Between Laser and
oh
Valley
no! The Pocket Valley guy has got a left rear puncher and he's really struggling, almost crashing there.
That's why then.
The F2 driver almost did.
That.
The F2, I think the F2 driver last season crashed there, but he almost lost it too.
Oh no!
That's a shame there for Pocket Valley guy.
18 lap on intermediate tyres as well. Because I did 20 laps on my intermediates yesterday, and they were only about 50% worn. So I think maybe because the track conditions is slightly drier as well, which obviously will wear the intermediates down a little bit more. But yeah, this is appalling for Valley guy. That's just very unlucky there for him there.
This is a warning shot for the rest of the drivers. Looks like 18 laps then is probably the maximum they could do. So you can be really careful not to pick up that puncher. Guess who's in the pit lane?
So the guys, so the guys that have stopped early, surely after just well, some of the guys will be able to see that he's got that puncture, but that's given them a warning that these tyres are not going to be able to get to the end.
We'll see how it all pans out then. So looks like those guys who pitted under a safety car is 6 laps away before the tyres goes bye-bye. And Smoke is still out there too. Got to watch out for him in the Ferrari, because if he picks up a puncher, he's currently running 7th place so far. Look at him. Really struggling at the exit of turn 3. You can see him losing traction, and now Adams, the man who spun earlier and took out Keith with him, is currently running up in P8 so far and looking to put pressure on the Ferrari ahead of him. So can he do it? Can he get past the Ferrari? And really hope for Smoke's sake he doesn't sustain a puncher, because it looks like the car looks like he's really struggling so far with the way the car is behaving. The back end of the car is just wanting to step out every time he puts the throttle down, but nobody is challenging Marco so far. Marco is secured in P1 unless something happens later on in this race. Matthias does not have a response, and he will not win his fourth race in a row unless he could try and catch him or something happens to him in P1. But as you can see now, Adams will line up a move there on Smoke, who's holding the rest of the guys up. Melnus is down there in P9, Lord Danny Boy in P10, and as you can see in the banking, he's all over the back of him. Got to be very careful when to make the move. You can see the Ferrari is bouncing in the final corner, and he is staying out indeed. As we go down towards turn 1, Adams, will he outbrake him going down there? He should, and he puts himself up into P7.
I don't know what Smoke is trying to do. Maybe trying to help out his teammate Oliver a bit, so maybe Oliver can catch up to some of these guys. That's the only my thinking purposes of why he's staying out, but this is a really risky for him now. Obviously with the puncture territory, we're seeing put Pocket Valley guy. Look how he's dropped down. He's dropped down to P15 in the middle of nowhere now for him from that puncture. As Ramavaj gets past Lengfeld. But yeah, this is really risky here for Smoke.
Yeah, as you can see, Melnus is closing and closing, but it's so difficult to overtake in the first sector there. The Ferrari is trying to hold his own, probably pitting the next few laps because those tyres are well past their best. The Inters, we know, are not really the best tyres in any conditions, even in the Inters, because they wear out so quickly, not much tread on them indeed. But let's see, Melnus has to overtake before he loses too much time, and Lord Danny Boy will be all over the back of him soon. So it is a quiet race so far, with the guys at the front being separated. We've got some big gaps, as you wouldn't expect here in Tier 1, but if the rain sometimes can put a lull in the race. So hopefully something happens later on. There's no battles going on anywhere except this battle for P8, and Smoke is in the pit lane, so very easy for Melnus as he pops himself up into P8. So it's quiet so far, with Ramavaz just pitting. He's up into P12 now.
Yeah, lap of the Grand Prix. This is 1 minute 17.4. So track times obviously are improving. I don't think the conditions are improving. But obviously with the fuel, using more fuel, the car's going to get lighter, which obviously is then... Oh! Ramavaj! Hello, I didn't even notice he was right behind Oliver. I was on board with Oliver, didn't even realise he was there. He just went around the outside of Oliver. You could just look how much... look the difference between the tyres of the new intermediate tyres and old intermediate tyres. Ramavaj is now all on the back of Clusser. But yeah, you can really tell the difference between new intermediate tyres and old intermediate tyres.
Yeah, despite that, he's still struggling at the corners there, fighting with traction. Now gets a better exit than Klustler alongside him and says goodbye to him, and he puts himself up into P2. The Hurricane has now pitted from the race up into P2. 14 laps left to go. We'll see if it is too early. So Marco stays out there. Here's Matthias looking for an undercut on Marco. We'll find out. Will Ramavaj get the undercut on Hurricane with the pace he's having so far? Blistering pace so far from the Williams driver. We're about to find out as he sets a 17.6. So Hurricane stays there in P6. He's just exiting the pit lane right now, as you can see him in your screen. Fighting with Adams, I think. Oh, is there contact? His spot is in the wall. He's lost his wing. It's all gone terribly wrong. And a safety car's been deployed. His race has been wrecked. Nordus, can he find himself on the podium for the first time in SFR? Can he? Hurricane is out of contention for a podium. Layers is in P4. Do you know what? If Layers gets a podium again, I don't know how he does it, to be honest.
My God. Mate, this is like I said, if he does get a podium, he's the luckiest man alive. He really is.
I think Hurricane just came out alongside Adams, and going down into turn 2, nobody was willing to yield because Adams is not required to yield. He doesn't have to, but Hurricane tried to, and there was no space there. I only caught the aftermath of it in the wall, and that's a massive dent in his race. Challenges for the constructors as well in the Drivers' Championship.
That corner, you really have to trust. Like you have massively have to trust your rival going into that corner, because they can do that. It's very difficult to go side by side through that corner, because if you go wide, you're going into that gravel trap. Or you're losing a lot of speed, so neither driver would want to yield out of that corner, as now everyone is pitting once again. So what's Ramavaj going to do? Ramavaj also comes in again.
Yeah, he's got to really.
Intermediate tyres. But yeah, I would agree with that, because obviously he's going to be struggling like we saw earlier. But yeah, now everyone should be coming in. Lampel comes in. Pocket Valley guy, yes, he comes in as well. He might as well. Smoke stays out.
Can you believe?
Clusser stays out. But obviously they have just stopped. So their tyre wear will be about 2, 3, 4% of tyre wear.
Can I interest you in something? How on earth did Nordus get ahead of Laser by 6 seconds? What happened to Laser? Oh, no, that's not right. Surely, I'm thinking now. Let me think. No, that can't be right, because I thought Pocket Valley guy pitted and held Laser up. He can't be, because he just came out of the pit lane right now. So what happened to Laser?
Yeah.
Did he have any front wing damage we didn't know about?
I don't know really. But yeah, he was about 2-3 seconds off Nordus before the safety car came out. Obviously with the Doubter and all that, you've got to be careful with that. You don't get a drive through. That could ruin your race.
Don't worry about it. I know why, because I thought Laser was ahead of Nordis before the pit lane, so...
No. I think he was running in P5 before able to stop because Harry Kane was ahead of him. So Laser was in P5 originally, but obviously with Harry Kane, well, out of safety car, he's now gone up to P4.
Ignore that, but the top three is, fully enough, the top three are looking for their first podium of the season. Berimi, Nordis, and also Marco, who going for his first of the season on his debut. So this is interesting. Can Laser somehow find some pace and get back at the podium to continue his run? If he can't continue his run of finishing on the podium every time he's finished, they might as well put it in the wall.
Yeah.
Nah, don't do that. I was only joking.
Adams, he's having a quiet race at the moment. He's currently in P6. Obviously, the race he had yesterday, he could be in contention for that podium spot as well. So watch out for him. Obviously, he had contact with Keith earlier on, which obviously Keith then DNF because of that terminal damage. So watch out for Adams as well. Ramavad. I'm expecting he'll be a bit aggressive to try and gain some positions. Same with Harry Kane, obviously with that damage he had with Adams, contact he had with Adams. So again, he'll be trying to be a bit aggressive, and same again with Valley Guy down in P15. He's gonna try and be the aggressive one out of the whole lot, the most aggressive one I expect out of the whole lot, but with his moves at the moment, he doesn't seem to be with his moves at the moment, his defending when he was in P1, I do expect him to be kind of the same when he's attacking. But yeah, down in P15 at the moment. Let's see how many positions he gains with the remainder of this race. About 13, 12, 11 laps to go. When the safety car comes in, I'm guessing it'll be end of lap 25, so we have about 11 laps of racing until the very end of the race here. And the rain doesn't look like it's going to be stopping either. Adams actually comes into the pits.
Very strange, I dare say. I don't know why he's done that, because he's going to lose track position, and he's retired.
No. Oh, okay.
I think it's for a specific reason. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he's gone. So that's him done.
Okay, that's it. That's him done, gone. That's his race done. But yeah, like I was saying, this rain, light rain, doesn't seem to be going away. I'm expecting this rain to be here for the rest of the remaining of the Grand Prix. But yeah, safety car should be in this lap. So. Yeah, let's see what happens.
10 laps left to go after the safety car comes in. Marco, who's led and dominated this race so far, driven fantastically. And will it be under pressure from Berimi, who's now on the podium for the first time this season? But anything could happen. We've seen plenty of mistakes yesterday in the intermediate conditions, especially in the last few laps, where 3 drivers who were on the podium but lost it and gave the podium to Klussler, who started down in P13. And made his way back onto the field. Klussler is currently in P10 so far, so not running a bad race, albeit he's got Harry Kane, one of the Drivers' Championship contenders, in P11. The safety car is in at the end of this lap. What will happen? Ramavaj, Harry Kane, Pocket Valley Guy, we're looking to saw their way through the field and try and get back to where they were with 10 laps left to go. Can Nordis finally get on the podium for the first time? Can Laser also continue his streak of finishing on the podium every time he's finished a race? What about Jargon? He's spun earlier in this race and he's up into P5, so he's done a fantastic job of covering so far. What can he do on his debut back here in SFR? He's been on the podium a few times last season and has had a race win as well.
Gone. Has he gone? No, he hasn't gone. That was interesting. He slowed down, and now, oh no, he's still ain't gone.
You can't
What's
really.
going on? Now he's gone.
You can't really do that.
No, but I think he has kind of got away with that. But yeah, he did that about 2 or 3 times there, where he's done.
No contact made. Berimi was on the gravel for a little bit there because Nordis just gave him a little bit of a shove, but all clean so far. So he took advantage. There's Nordis getting swamped by Ramavaj. Here we go. At turn 3, and Ramavage is all over the back of the RB driver. Can he find a way past him? With Smoke is all over the back of Lord Danny Boy too. They're in the background. Who was that going side by side into that corner? Hurricane is looking for his way through. Can Nodus now defend?
Ramavage round the outside.
Where is
Ramavage round the outside of Mountainous. Great move there. Down past Mountainous, round the outside he went there. So yeah, great move there from Ramavage. Now up to P6.
So the gap is 1 second now between Marco and Nordus. Was that the right thing to do under a safety car? Because they all Hurricane spawned. He's gone down at 16th place, and that's his race done and dusted. Unfortunately, another safety car comes out again. There's no chance for a podium or big points in this race for Hurricane. Like last season, he won't get some decent points. Pocket Valley guy, what do you want to say about him?
He's he started down in P15 when the safety car came out. Now up to P11, so he actually is getting some moves done. Marco gets past the lap now, 17.087. But yeah, Valley Guy really is making some moves today, trying to recover from that puncture in the middle of the race. Trying to go around the outside of Cluster, but Cluster closes the gap, of course. But yeah, up to P11 from him at the moment.
Dragon is all over the back of Laser. Laser does struggle in the wet conditions. We've seen it so far this season, especially the British GP last season as well. I remember that race where he was tumbling down the order, and Pocket Valley guys alongside Cluster. Will he make it stick? No, he can't. Just all might go down the inside, but the door is shut in his face. You can see he's carrying more speed. He's got more grip, more confidence. Dragon has been overtaken by Ramavage. He goes up into P5 at turn 8. Can Dragon fight back? He can't do it, and Ramavage is up into P5. Now Hurricane is out of the equation. Can Ramavage get himself on the podium after falling down? And we'll see that strategy did work. But here comes Bearimi now into turn 11 and turn 12. I thought they made contact. They were so close to, but Nordus just holds on there. They're both tentative. They know they've got some good, strong drivers right behind them, so they want to maintain P2 and P3 if they can. It's boiling down to a good race here in Zandvoort. And we can see Ramavage. He had a massive stop out the final corner, and Dragon is through. He's back up into P5. So Ramavage's mistake has really cost him. Here he is, down the inside. That's Lord Danny Boy looking for a move. Did he make it? No, he didn't, because I think the RB just outbroke him and stayed in P7. But yeah, that was a big step of oversteer. That could have cost him dearly, which it did, because he lost a lot of time towards Laser, and he let Dragon through as well. So yeah, big mistake there from Ramavage.
He was trying to get a get in the right position to overtake Laser, but he just touched that inside curb. Obviously the curb's going to be a lot more slippier, which then he just lost the car. The car did not like that at all, which then made Dragon go back up on the inside of Ramavage. The Dragon now back up to B5, so Ramavage is going to try and make the effort again of getting past Dragon. But yeah, P6 at the moment for Ramavage. At the moment, I think Laser will be extending his championship lead, even though he's not finishing on the podium at the moment. But I think at the moment he will be extending his championship lead, with Ramavage down in P6 and Harry Kane all the way down in P16, and Hazara not racing tonight, of course. But Laser tries to go a little bit defensive on Dragon, but Dragon, I don't think will be going for a move.
So Nodus stays in P2 because Bearimi is quite a lot of the battery there, trying to get past him, but looks like Nodus got some decent straight line speed as Hurricane sets the fast up the Grand Prix. Pocket Valley guy is ahead of Cluster. He gets pinched on the curve there, so he loses a lot of time, and he can't get the power as quickly as he wants to, otherwise he will spin on the curve there. And now Oliver is trying to go around the outside into turn 3, but can't quite do it there. But when he get a decent run, I want to keep an eye out for the top 6 to see what happens there, because Ramavage is all over the back of the house. Will he dare do the same move as he did on Dragon a few laps ago? Will he go the inside again? No, he's a bit too far behind and doesn't want to risk contact there with Dragon there, so he has to stay behind. Very frustrated indeed. That mistake has cost him big time, because he was looking for a podium, but he's still in this train in P6 at the back end of it and can't do it about it. With Bearimi hunting down Nodus there, could it be the same situation where we saw Mills and Cassidy Cassidy had some mighty straight line speed. Calvin had some mighty straight line speed in the Sauber. Talk about the Sauber. Joachim's just got past Oliver, who goes up into P12. And here we are once again in the final corner. Beremy has stood up to EOS. You can see sliding in the final corner. Can he line up Noldus? Can he go down the inside into turn 1? What about Dragon 2? As we head towards 1 we go. There's a yellow flag down there with the Mercedes and Martin going for another spin once again. Unfortunately for the Mercedes driver, where Alex Albon, I think, crashed there a few seasons ago. But they all remain in formation. There's 6 laps left to go of this. I can't wait to see who's on the podium. Look at this. Laser gets a decent run out of turn 3, but he has the inside line and therefore won't get to better exit. So where has the pace from Laser come recently? Martin's retired in the pit lane. No, he hasn't. There's a VSC.
Retired. I don't know where he's retired there, but yeah, there's a VSC. There's no Mercedes dot on the map, so I don't know where he's retired. But yeah, virtual safety car. I am quite say that Marco is winning this Grand Prix. He's 4.5 seconds up. His pace has just been incredible, just like Adams and Burmeister was yesterday. But the only way Marco is going to lose is now, and I'm not even going to say it because the commentators' curses. But you know what I'm going to say. But yeah, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, said that to Zenum. We said it to Energy Dan, who spun on the final lap after we said which one of those two are going to make a mistake. You probably saw the video in the global chat there. So the VSC has been deployed. There is no safety car. Pocket Valley Guy and Smoker, for some reason, changing positions, but they stay where they are then. So when can we get racing once again? And if it goes now, we can see that Noldus might be under massive pressure because the virtual safety car really helps you store from EOS. You can see that they're braking, accelerated, anticipating the delta and when the safety car comes in. And as you can see, they're all bunched up as we go down towards turn 1. It's a long VSC, so it might help Noldus a bit. Beremy gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. That's him out of this race, unfortunately.
Laser.
And now Laser could find himself back at the podium. How on earth is he getting this?
I wish I had Laser's luck. I really do. I think everyone from the start of the season, he's just been lucky, apart from Saudi Arabia, of course, but every single race since then, he has just been lucky to finish on this podium. I don't know how he does it. It's just, at this stage, it's just got to be luck. Really is.
In the background, you saw Ramavaj getting so close to Dragon again. He's putting that Haas under mighty pressure. Ramavaj has got some decent cornering speed, some confidence in that Williams to do it, but he just can't find a way past. Maybe down to turn 11, he'll try to look for it. It's a late move, and he cuts the corner too. That might be a warning there for Ramavaj. So any more warnings, it could be a penalty for him. So got to watch out for those warnings, because remember, Laser cut the corner in turn 1 in Miami, and that was very unnecessary there. But he didn't pick up a 3-second penalty. So we'll see that Beremy, both Red Bulls, is out of the race, unfortunately, in terms of winning.
Yeah, Barron, he comes in for a drive-through penalty. That's going to put him right back, guessing that right at the back of the field. Smoke also comes in as well. I don't know why Smoke has come in. Maybe, well, I'm not 100% sure. This has got damage. I don't know. No, Oliver's retired as well. He's also out. So yeah, bad day for Ferrari and Red Bull today, unfortunately.
Oh, it is indeed. But can Beremy's luck get any worse? Every time he challenges for a podium, something bad just happens, and he's still searching for his first podium of the season as well. What wretched luck there for Beremy down in P13, but there's still plenty of races to shine. We know he's got the pace, but in terms of consistency, in terms of attacking and defending, and maybe focusing as well, because that's the main point. Got to have your wits about you during F1 league racing. But what about Jalka? Has he got some pace there? Can he try and snatch away his first podium of the season, despite coming back into SFR and his first race doing a very good job?
It's not over for Laser just yet. He's obviously not confirmed to get that podium just yet. He's got Dragon and Ramavaj to defend, and also maybe if he has the pace to attack Noldus. But if he is attacking an Noldus, he don't want to be risking losing positions from a mistake, or Noldus pushing him out wide or making contact. But yeah, Noldus is having a good race as well. P2, I think this is it will be his first podium of the season. So yeah, this will be a great race for Noldus if he gets that podium. But yeah, no one catching Marco today. It's been an excellent drive so far from him. from Marco. So he's just counting down the laps really for him, making sure you don't make any mistake, make sure he doesn't get any podiums, then it's a job done for Marco.
Yeah, he can afford a few seconds out, but obviously not going to get one. He's got a 4.6 second gap over Norris, so I really hope Norris gets his first podium of the season, because I've said it a lot. When is he going to get a podium? Could it be today for the Norwegian driver? A massive snap of oversteer for his Norwegian compatriot in P4, who's defending from Romavaj, who looks like he's caught off the attack so far because he got so close but he's getting so far behind. And Pocket Valley Guy is fighting with Lord Danny Boy as we go down towards the chicane. Valley Guy, decent recovery after a punch. He puts himself up into PS7.
Yeah, so trying to get as many points as he possibly can. He's got now Maunus ahead of him, and I think if he does get past Maunus, I think that will be it for him. I don't think he'll be able to catch Ramabaj, but yeah, it'll be a good recovery drive from. Well, so far it is a good recovery drive from Valley Guy.
Romavaj was so close to Jargon in the final corner. He essentially pushed him to the final corner, but lost out during the straight there. So he's getting very close. Is the man from Hungary in P5 in the back of the Norwegian, but he just can't find a way past Can Romavaj. He's desperately trying, but Jargon's dropped away from later now because he's under massive pressure from Romavaj there as we go down towards turns. Look at the cornering speed he has, but the straight line speed, it really hurts him down our straight as Romavaj, like he was from Emils on the Sauber. So he's running more downforce on that Williams as we make our way down towards turn 8. As you can see, lays out of shape. Romavaj really sliding. Pocket Valley Guy has got past the RB. Now here comes Lord Danny Boy as he goes side by side with Monas there as we go towards turn 10. Lord Danny Boy has the confidence there to go around the outside, carry the speed, and he goes up into P7 as Monas runs off the track, takes out the DRS sign, and Yarholm goes past him too. But Laser now, he's 1 second away from Norris. It looks like Norris got some pace, or maybe Laser made a mistake. I saw that at turn 8 where Laser lost the back of the car, so you can be very careful now in these last 3 laps of this race. Here we are towards the final corner as the comments are kicking in for some reason, even though they were way before. I've seen those comments before, like beginning of this race. I'm not quite sure whether PS5 does that, but Romavaj is too far away.
Yeah, obviously with this rain, no DRS, so it's more difficult to overtake. So really, you have to take the mistakes for an advantage, for an opportunity to overtake. We've seen a couple of that today. It's close between Yarham, Maunus, Harry Kane, up to now P9, nearly side by side with Maunus. He's got that's Yarham going off the track as well. He's completely lost it. Yarham's gone off the track. He's just lost traction there. He's down to P12. So Harry Kane's up to P9. Maybe distracted a little bit while going side by side with Maunus. Maybe go up the inside. He tries to go down up the inside of Maunus now up to P8 maybe. So again, this would be also a good recovery drive from Harry Kane after that. Now obviously retired. But yeah, Harry Kane all on the back of Maunus.
Draugen is so close towards the back of Laser because Marco is starting his final lap of this race. 4.2 kilometers to go, but Laser is dangerously falling off the podium there because Draugen's got so much speed. Here we are then as we make our way down towards turn 1. Draugen's not using the battery there, he's trying to overtake him into 1. Laser's weakness is through the corners. I can see him sliding as we go down towards turn 1. Point proven there. Can Laser stay on the podium there because Draugen is hunting him down. He got close towards turn 11 and turn 12. It is so critical for these drivers not to make a mistake, especially second and third. They're looking for their first podium of the season, especially Norris and Laser continuous streak there. But Draugen, who makes his return after a few absences in the last few races, is looking for a podium. There he is there. We're coming through Skyflock right now, and Laser's under massive pressure. You can see the back end of the car is wanting to complain every time he puts the throttle down, and Draugen's just waiting for a moment like this to see if he can get past as we squirm our way out of turn 9, going down into turn 10. Is there any way past the McLaren? But the McLaren will be defending so hard there, but Draugen can't find his way past as we go down towards turn 11 and turn 12. Norris has got this covered. Probably this is his last attempt to try and get past the McLaren driver. I'm watching Marco now as he makes his way towards the final 2 corners. It's going to be a smashing victory for the Aston Martin driver as we go on board with him to give him the spotlight. Here he is as he crossed the line. The new debutant wins The Zandvoort Grand Prix, what a dominant drive. But what about Jargon? He's so close to the back of Laser, but he can't get him. It's Nordus who gets his first podium of the season. Fantastic drive. He's finally done it here in Zandvoort in these tricky conditions. Laser continuing his streak in P3. Jargon just 2 tenths before in P4 there. Ramavaj in P5. Pocket Vadagai, a decent recovery to finish in P6 there. What a race that was. And unlucky to those guys who picked up penalties, who made contact with people, and also got punches too. But, however, it was Marco who made no mistakes, kept it on the track, kept it pointing in the right directions, and won the Grand Prix. That was some fantastic pace displayed by him.
Yeah, some brilliant pace from Marco. I'm trying to get him invited in, but I can't actually find his name. So I'll get the other guys in to begin with, and then I'll try and get Marco in the podium interviews. But yeah, another different race winner of the season.
Thank you, Owen.
Yeah, no worries, mate. As always, I do this pretty much every week, so no worries. 2 different people on the podium today, and obviously Laser continuing somehow that podium streak.
I don't know how he does it, man. How?
Yeah, great guess, because I don't know either.
Just some mighty luck, and also skill as well, because it wasn't all luck. It was a fantastic race from him, because he dropped away the first stint, but came back very strong to finish in P3, so he should be very delighted about that, because he was struggling all the way through this race. So I was wondering when I was going to speak to you. Thought it could be last season, but you kept me waiting. Nice to meet you, mate. How you doing? I'm not going to speak to you yet because I've started for P3 upwards, so I'll keep you waiting longer. If that's okay. I bet Ellie was... Yep, she did indeed. No distractions in the race. Come on, Laser, hurry up, man.
I mean, mate, what the fuck's wrong about
Sorry. Sorry, so we'll start.
Right, I've found Marco as well. I've found Marco, he's been invited, so hopefully he'll be on as well.
Sorry, Laser. We'll start with you. So it looks like the wet conditions aren't really suited towards you, but how on earth do you manage to take the podiums after all that? Because I know you were struggling in the first stint, but all of a sudden you made your way back up there. So talk us through your race, Laser.
Yeah, I actually didn't think I was too fast in the wet overall. Towards the last stint, I sort of found some pace to hang on to third. And it's hard to overtake, I managed to keep them behind basically. And then one mistake obviously lost me time, but in the end of the day it didn't really affect me too bad because of what happened. Like Remy had a drive through, he lost that position, and other people bought strategies and spun and stuff, so that was really it.
When did you think a chance for a podium was on? Because you were in P4 when that safety car came out, because I know Harry Kane was the one that caused the safety car. And also your own teammate unfortunately had a puncture. Ramavaj stayed out there on all the inters, and you're in P4, big pressure on you. I bet you were very nervous towards the end of the race as well, because he always got you.
Yeah, it was a mixture, to be honest. Like, I don't think Dragon was too much faster than me that race. I think lapping similar-ish pace. I think he had a little bit on me, but it wasn't enough to make a move in the way, so he wasn't quick anymore. I think that's what cost him, is really keeping it clean, keeping a decent pace. I thought last stint I was sort of matching others, but the rest of the race I think I was a little bit slower, to be honest.
But it was a very stressful race because you got to focus in the wet conditions and focus on what's around you as well, because you had guys coming at you left, right, and centre. So it must have been so frustrating there. So were you just using an order as a bit of a slipstream there, because it was very hard to overtake at the time? And Bearimi, who was in the way, got himself a drive-through penalty. What was your reaction when Bearimi picked up that drive-through penalty?
Well, I just was surprised. I said I would take this really slow. I don't want to pick up a drive, and he got one, so I think the podium one from now is whether I can hold these two behind, which I did. Yeah, I noticed Toe did help towards the end. I was literally shouting at him down the straight, I want that toe, I want that toe.
What, are you
Yeah,
in a party with each other when you race?
yeah, today. He didn't understand me, but yeah. I mean, I think I had just enough, to be honest, in that straight.
Mate, you continue to extend your championship lead over your main rivals who have problems themselves. Ramavaj, who pitted, who stayed out there late in the first safety car, but didn't really benefit him later because when he pitted, the safety car came out again, so he had to make another pit stop. Hurricane, who was the one that made contact with Adams and put himself in the wall and gave himself front wing damage and caused the safety car too. Hazara, who's not here. So it's a very good day for you once again, ladies. It looks like your championship aspirations are starting to come alive, but it's way too early in the season to tell, of course, and your podium streak just continues to build up, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, last race ago, I think I lost it because Ramvaj got his penalty removed, but yeah, I'm quite consistently on the podium, which is good. But
so you lost your podium streak then. That's a shame.
yeah, it breaks my heart.
Well, you've had way more podiums than you ever did in the last season there, with only 3 podiums to your name. So this season must be really good for you. Like, how are you managed to, like, I don't know, always be so consistent? Are you putting more practice now? Are you taking this a bit more serious than last season?
No, there's 2 reasons. Last season I was on the PS4, had a PS4 game, used a PS4 pad. I think moving to PS5 gave me a bit of time. And then also I turned off ABS, which I think gave me another chunk of time. So I think, yeah, cheers mate. I'm now on the same assist as you, so you can't shit on me anymore.
I'll still be quicker than you anyway, it's all good.
No, that's why you retired into commas, mate. You're watching me. You're trying to learn from the best.
yeah. But how are you feeling for the Monza Grand Prix this weekend?
Well, I've not done, to be fair, anything. I don't think around here on this game. Not the biggest fan of it. It's probably a massive DRS train, but we'll see how it goes. It's not a particularly weak track for me.
Ain't that
it's not usually strong either.
That's the track you crashed at, isn't it, last season?
Monza. Oh yeah, I got taken out. I almost forgot.
Yeah,
Remember that.
I had to remind you. Owen, you got any questions for Aaron?
No, not really. I did hear you just say, are you racing on pad by any chance?
Yeah, I'm on pad.
How the hell are you able to be this quick on pad? And I do remember when I was on pad, I was probably as quick as you. Well, you're probably a little bit quicker, but with that, what kind of assist do you run? Because on pad, obviously I've been on racing on pad before, but what kind of, I mean, it's difficult with the assists all off, but what kind of assist do you run?
At the moment, I'm only lines, sort of corner lines only. Everything else is off.
Wow. I bet that took a while to obviously get you used to, but you know, yeah, no, fair play to you, mate. Obviously being padded is not easy. It takes a lot of practice. But yeah, no, well done for another P3 position. We'll speak to you again next week.
Cheers, mate. Hopefully I'm on the podium.
Marco, I don't think you're in the podium, are you? I mean, in the pie. He's not in the pie, is he?
No, he's joining.
Nordis is going to be the one that we're going to interview then. So, Nordis then, mate, you're finally on the podium this season, longer than expected, because last season, it looks like you're about to get a podium, but I think it was a case of, like, I don't know, penalties and wrong tyre choices towards the end, and you finally got one today in these wet conditions. So talk us through your race, mate, because I know you started down in P7 or P8, wasn't it? Like, how did you find the race?
P8.
P8.
No, I said to Laser and Martin before we started that I was just like, okay, I don't have any expectations for this because I was just gonna try not to get wing damage. So yeah, no, when I started, before the first safety car, I was just in P8, following the train. It was a train of 4 cars. Wasn't much happening for new inters when the safety car came out. Got put down for one position because of smoke, stayed out. Overtook him, and then I think Draugen got taken out or took himself out by going on the inside, so I gained a position from that. And then they kept on being clashes, and then the guy, especially Ramavaj and the other McLaren, what was his name?
Pocky Valley guy.
Doesn't matter.
Balik.
Yeah. Their tires just died, which the Inters died a lot faster than we expected, and what the race simulation said. So I'm happy I did pit during the first safety car, and then I gained another 2 positions from that, and then I was in P4. And then Harry Kane pitted right before the safety car came out, and then I gained another position because of that. So that was P3. And then on the safety car restart, I don't know what happened, but it must have been some like safety car limit or something, because we kept going and stopping and going and stopping. I was side by side with Berimi into turn 1 there, and then I overtook him and just stayed in front of him, although I was shaking.
Yeah, I bet you were as well, because when you got up to P2, you had a lot of cars right behind you ready to take you on. So I bet your nerves were quite. Well, I bet you were quite nervous, weren't you, towards the last few laps of the Grand Prix? How did you manage to stay composed and calm during the last few laps?
I just thought slower is faster. Well, it's not, but I just thought even if I don't get the podium, it's not worth. It's gonna look quite ridiculous if I spin or if I ride the curb or anything like that. So I'd rather just, if I was that slow, I'd rather just be overtaken. But I was just thinking, I just gotta bring this home in any way I can, and then it didn't really help laser in my ear saying I'm Hulkenberg and stuff, but
No worries, mate.
but I managed.
I know. Last year you started off very slowly. Then towards the Brazilian Grand Prix, that's where you really start to show some potential. Because I know you outside the top 10 quite a lot in the first half of the season last season, but now you really start to show some good pace. So what is it with this game? Have you started to get used to this game as well as last game? Because are you practicing more as well?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I get swapped mid-season last season from Div 2, and then I was on traction control back then, so I had to adjust to medium or no. So I went first to medium and then to none, and then eventually you just get more comfortable, and the more comfortable you get, the faster you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do practice a fair bit. I find it fun. I like to drive if the car feels nice and the track feels nice. So yeah, I do practice a fair bit. So yeah, I don't think anything's changed since the end of last season compared to now, because I've had a fair bit of was like unluckiness, especially the start of the season. I was like on, I think I counted, I was on 6 straight races added on the last season with just wing damage or penalties that just screwed me over.
Yeah, I remember Haas as well, also giving you
Miami
damage.
was the first one.
Yeah, last season,
Yeah.
I remember Haas always getting your way qualified. That was funny, but it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I remember it happened twice, and both times I was up quite a lot. I don't think it would have mattered that much, because I think both those races I did alright anyways, so.
I think you did in Portugal, but I actually can't remember what happened. But yeah, your first point of the season, are we expecting more from you? Do you think you could try and challenge these guys on a regular now in the next upcoming races, Nordis?
I mean, I don't think this would have happened if it wasn't for the wet, because I qualified P8, and the most I could have maybe gotten out of that was P6, because it was so close between us and 8, 7, and 6th. But we've got quite a lot new fast guys, so I'll just have to keep practicing and see what happens. But I think it's very close at the top now, at least the top 8 or something like that. So yeah. Some tracks maybe I will, some tracks maybe I won't.
2 things I've been waiting for, Nordis. One, to talk to you on the podium, and the second one was to play Battlefield with you. So I'm really still waiting for that.
maybe one day. I've deleted the game now, so.
Damn it. But anyways, it was nice to talk to you, Nordis, and nice to meet you, mate. So congrats on your first podium of the season.
Thank you.
And Owen, any questions to Nordis?
No, I haven't, mate. Well, I've got one question. Obviously, we've seen Ellie participate in Division 1 last two times. Is there a reason why she retires early on in the races, or I'm guessing it's something to do with race engineering?
No, not at all, because I don't want her to talk to me during the races. But last race she retired because she hates Miami, and this race she retired because she hates the rain.
Bit picky, ain't she?
She changes her mind very, very easily. So she will go from really wanting to race to then half a minute later hating F1 and everything that's got to do with motorsport. So it's more or less something with that.
Sounds like girls, doesn't it?
Okay. Looks like it. Don't worry, I get it with Simmer as well, so...
Yeah, as Ellie says, leave me alone in the chat. She can't even spell alone. Alone, sorry. I know Ellie and Nathan have. I know Ellie and Nathan have spelling problems, so it's all good.
Exactly.
I can bully Nathan as much as I want. But anyways, Owen, thanks for commentating with me, mate. That's been a pleasure once again.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I'll be back next week for Seventh Speed. So see you all next week.
Yeah, so we'll round off the chat with me, Bully, and Ellie and Nathan, and we'll see you all next week at the Monza Grand Prix for Div 3, Div 2 and Div 1. Join us all back at 7:30 for those 3 divisions as we move on to Monza for this weekend too. Who will come out on top? Will it be Ferrari, McLaren or Red Bull? We'll see you all later and have a good night.